Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Nick Fuentes became more visible than ever, and that's very good for him. Donald Trump congratulated Nick Fuentes. That's fantastic. But I have to discuss what's going to be next for Mr. Nick Fuentes coming from Donald Trump. I think he knows it, but nevertheless, you are just playing nice. So that's the first topic. Nick Fuentes, Donald Trump, congratulations, thank you very much, and all good for now. What's going to happen next? I will tell you. That's my prediction. And I hate when my predictions, my bad predictions, or my, how should I put it, predictions that are negative will come true. And I think he knows that as well. Second topic, Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama wants us to beg her to run for the US presidency, to become the first black woman president. And she tells us that we are all liars and we are not ready, according to her, for a female president, black president. Michelle Obama wrote a book about, women. Let me show you. A book that redefines power, confidence, and visibility of black women. She doesn't come to say it that way, but we all know it. Now, I'm not against that at all. I am for it. But at least have the balls, Michelle, or Michael, how would you prefer, and say it. Man, this book is for my race that I love, and I want to help them. Excellent. And the Chinese, Chong Kong, wants the same thing for his race. And the white people want the same thing. That's where we have a problem. I'm all for it, Michelle Obama, saying what she says, beautiful about her race. Her sex, that's fine, whatever that might be, right? But once you turn against me and you don't give me the same right, or you don't agree with me having the same right as you, we have a problem. And then we have Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza Rice should not show her face in public since 2001. From the September 11 attacks on the United States of America, she should not have shown her face in public. Or if she did, she should have been called for what she was. But no, Condoleezza Rice gives advice to other people's what they teach their children. But she doesn't give her own groups the same advice. I will show you. Change what you teach your kids, tells the Palestinians. Would you say the same thing to her people in Chicago? No, that would be called Ask Michelle Obama. All right, let's start with Nick Fuentes. I have nothing against Nick Fuentes. I listened to his statements a few times. I watched a little bit of him and Tucker Carlson, and I'm okay. I'm okay. Good for him. All right, but he's gonna be smacked by President Obama, Jesus Christ, with Obama in head, by President Donald Trump in no time. You know when? The moment Nick Fuentes will mildly criticize one of the policies, not Trump personally, one of Trump's beautiful, perfect, genius bills or policies, Nick Fuentes will be called a racist, a xenophobe, an anti-Semite, and all that by Trump. Right now, it's all love right there. Thank you, Mr. President. End quote. Nick Fuentes grateful for Trump's comments about getting the word out. All right, beautiful. Now, this is now. Tomorrow could be a totally different story. Donald Trump functions like some people I met in my life that I really was like, you stay away from these guys. Now they're worse than Donald Trump, obviously, and much better others. This is what's going to happen. Nick Fuentes, he's going to say certain things whatever he believes, whatever he thinks, his assessments, good for him. And there, if he has balls and he has moral, or how should I put it, principles, and I think he does, right? Because he believes in certain things, he would be consistent, and he's going to call out the friends as being assholes, as he calls the enemies being assholes. I hope he does that. So in this case, I guarantee you, Nick Fuentes will say at one point, if he didn't say it yet, that Donald Trump fucked up in Israel, and Donald Trump does this, and then we're going to find out how Donald Trump will change the tune. He's going to call Mr. Fuentes from today, I love you, tomorrow too, I hate you. Has that happened to you? It happened to me once in life. Yesterday, I love you, to next day, I hate you. What? How come? Well, because those people actually don't love, don't hate. It's based on whatever the situation, the circumstances are. Do I have something to gain for you? What do I need to say? I love you. Do I have anything to gain from you? No, I hate you. And so on. Next one. This is with Nick Fuentes. What's going to happen? It's going to happen. Why? Look at the pattern. Look at Donald, not Fuentes, Trump's pattern. Look at, what's his name? The guy from X. I always have Elon Musk. Look at that one. They were buddies until he criticized a policy. He didn't criticize Trump, a policy. And Trump went straight to attacking Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk's ideas or criticism. No, he's an idiot. Because that's the way Trump is, our president, right? All right, let's go to the other baboon, which is, you know who, Michael. Michelle Obama shuns down President talk with damning reality check for America. First, I don't want you to be near any talk about a position of power in my society, or in our society. I'm very, very afraid of her having real power. First, just because you fuck a president doesn't make you a candidate. Well, in America, it does. Look, for instance, at Mr. What's his name? I don't have to go to Ronald Reagan, former actor, but I go to Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was elected as a Republican in California, okay? Why? He had popularity. Is that how we vote for people? By popularity? So if you're a porn star and you're taught like a monkey by your speechwriter to say certain things, you will be elected? Yep. And that's what's wrong with democracy. So let me show you with Michelle Obama. She shuns down. Why? Because you are not there yet. You're not prepared. Let's see what she says. First, I don't want to see Michelle Obama around any position of power. Michelle Obama's name may often come up as a potential presidential contender. Unfortunately, but don't even think about it. The former First Lady said during an event promoting her new fashion-themed book. No, it's not that. It's more than that. The look in your eyes. All right. Why? Because, as she saw in the past election, sadly, we ain't ready. And that's beautiful, right there, beautiful. She's so classy. Hey, why do you do this? How's that cultural appropriation? You're not supposed to do that. Well, whoa, what's going on here? Do you drive a car? Cultural appropriation. Do you use a phone, mobile phone? Cultural appropriation. I don't have to go further than that because it's a lot of things, mostly what she has. All right, so here she is. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, thank you. Because you are all lying. All of you, she knows that. She continued, you're not ready for a woman, a black woman. You are not, so don't waste my time. Who speaks like that? First, we don't want you. You're a nobody. You are the wife of a former president. That's all you are. Wasn't she debarred in Chicago? Wasn't she? I don't remember. Maybe you can check it out. So Michelle Obama, listen, when you criticize something, it's constructive criticism and it's destructive criticism. Constructive criticism is like this. Well, the guys in charge of America are fucked up. I think America is going on the wrong route. And I will tell you why. We support wars, other people's war, other nations' wars. Now that's it, and we are bad. If I would just say that we are bad because we are bad or they are bad, there would be negative criticism, just to criticize. Positive, you offer a solution and say, okay, why are we bad and what should we do? Stop funding other people's wars. We are their bitches. You know what I mean? And then you say, how should we do that? Well, stop financing wars in the Middle East, for instance. That's how it's. Why? Because I want the country to get better. She doesn't want the country to get better. She just tells you that you're bad. Why? Because you are a napkin. You know what I mean? Okay, that's why. So she's not, and her solving the problem has to do always with one thing: race. That's all. That's all. She doesn't criticize anything that it has to do with, I don't know, economics. If it's an economics, black economics. If it's about, I don't know, cultural, black cultural economics. If it's about, I don't know, life, black lives. It's everything like that. Now, I'm sorry, if you think in those terms, that's fine. But they say unifying, united we stand. And if you think that way, and we think the same way about our group, you're gone. You are gone. But no, we are not allowed, but they are. That's what I really dislike. I have no issue with one race, one person loving his group. I have a problem when that person loves that group and hates the other ones. Hates. It doesn't mean that if you love a group that you're a member of, you have to hate everybody else. You just don't care about them. The point is, you like a family. If I love my family, it doesn't mean I hate your family. But Michelle Obama, I think, is in that category. I love my family, which I don't think she loves her family. I think she loves herself. And I hate everybody else, especially the napkin, if you know what I mean. All right, so you are all liars. How old is this woman? 60 something? And she talks with all and nothing. You never loved me. You always hurt me. Who speaks like this? I tell you, a person to the 7th grade. That's how much I give. If you are in the 8th grade, 14 years of age, and you still speak with all and nothing, you're infantile. And she don't even think of asking me to be a president because you're not ready, man. You're not enlightened enough. That person? All right, that's the first one. Next one. Michelle Obama says the country is not ready for a woman president. No, she doesn't talk about women president. She talks about black woman president. Why? Because all she talks about here, right? All she talks is Kamala Harris. All right, right there. Former first lady. First, we have a problem here. Not any pussy entering a room is a lady. If you own a V, you're not a lady. You are a woman. To be a lady, you have to earn it. As a gentleman, you're a man. To become a gentleman, you have to prove it by your behavior. You know what I mean? So when you call first lady by the position, what position she had? She was the wife of a guy who was elected after one term as a senator of Illinois. Very strange. With no achievements. A community organizer, Obama. He was elected as a face of the nation. And he was elected twice. So don't tell me about the sophistication of the American public. Watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and all those baboons. Saying that in a recent event that the United States, isn't ready for a woman president, pointing to former Vice President Kamala Harris's unsuccessful bid for White House last year. Kamala Harris is dumb. I listened to her. She is like you, not that hateful though. All right, she is dumb, and I don't think she is dumb. I think she's hateful, but not that dumb. The other one was not that hateful, but more, that's my assessment, my opinion as a free human being. And because Kamala Harris, who I have to remind this person right here, who tells you that you are bad and you are a liar, in the primaries in her own party had less than 1% of 100%. So all those baboons on the stage with Joe Biden and all those Bloombergs and all those guys, Kamala Harris, remember at that time it was, what's her name? Tulsi. Remember when Tulsi real bad Kamala Harris? Because Tulsi has this and has balls. Okay, but nevertheless, Kamala. So Kamala got out of the primaries with less than 1%. And she was appointed as the vice president, picked by Biden, supposedly, with less than 1%. It makes no sense. If I am the guy, how should I put it, the nominee of a party, I pick the person who would bring me the most votes but you got less than 1%? I will not even look at you. But you look at him because she's black? Oh, people vote because of the color of the skin? Or what they have to offer? Sophistication. So again, when she talks about Kamala Harris, get out of here. At least the other one, the communist Hitlery, had something in her brain. Yes, she was hateful towards this. I think she hated to whomever doesn't worship her, but it's a different story. This is Michelle Obama, because we did not like Kamala Harris. Is nothing to like over there. All right? We are somehow not ready. This is shaming tactic. This is kindergarten. All right, and let's look at the book of Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama's new book, The Look, redefines power. Redefines for whom? Who says that? I, the reader. Power, confidence, and visibility. All this, you have to put it for black women. Not men, black women. Got it? And she says right here, Michelle Obama's The Look shows how fashion became her language of power. First, this is cultural appropriation. Right fucking there. This is the best they could have. This is the best. All right. Yeah, I guess. I like, where is she? I like this one much, much better though. All right. Look at her mouth. All right. Here it is. Michelle Obama is trending again. Do you think these guys are honest? Anyway. And what do we have here? Defines power, her story, and her place in history. She was just married a guy. That's her story. She has nothing else, and it told us about obesity. That was great. Why? Because some people are more prone to obesity than others. Can you guess? Go and figure it out, my friends. All right, what do we have here? Pakatsaka, we go here, more vibrant. Oh, she's 61. More vibrant than ever. Okay, another thing. What do you see here? The look. Look at this. All this thing, I mean, I love these cars, right? Just so you know. Everything that's in here, except the personage, the body. Everything that's here is Western. Everything, including the hair. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe not. Yes, I am. All right, and the price of being seen. All right, and she writes right here. White hot glare. You see white hot glare? What do you think she said? White hot glare, not red hot glare. There you have it from the very beginning, right? Because she was under the microscope. Of course you were, of public scrutiny. You're supposed to behave like she's a lady, right? Obama discusses how the scrutiny of her carried racial undertones. Right? There you go. Describing how the fixation of her body, you have an ugly body, I tell you that. I don't like it personally. And wardrobe became a way of flatten diversity. Oh, I don't want diversity. I want beauty. And if beauty implies diversity, I know it shouldn't be in the name of diversity we promote any garbage. All right. What do you have here? Because, and I'm quoting, because when you're a woman in the public eye, you're often reduced to your physical appearance. And when you're a black woman, they'll try to reduce you even further. That's being the whites, I'm guessing. Got it? Next, that's the look. For black women and women of color, already you know this book doesn't address the white women or the Chinese women or the Jewish women or whatever the Indian women. Indian women are the so-called now the colored, are they? The look lends like a mirror and a manifesto. Obama's story is proof that visibility is both a privilege and a burden, and that authenticity is the real act of rebellion. Against whom, do you think? Former slave owners? As a black woman influencer on public figure. You got it? She does the woman, the black woman, you got it. I'm not gonna go further than that. Let's go to this other mother, if you know what I mean. Jerusalem Post, whoever would publish such a thing. Why? Because that works for them. That's why Condoleezza Rice, you know who her paymasters were. Change what you teach your kids. End quote. Meow Meow is here. What's going on, Meow Meow? Condoleezza Rice advises Palestinians looking for a state. There she is. She was the national security advisor when September 11 attacks occurred and we were attacked by the... I can't tell you, but you know exactly what I mean. The guys were celebrating. Supposedly, allegedly, you hater. All right, so Condoleezza Rice tells the Palestinians that you should teach your children, how to behave in order to, Israel is going to allow you to have a state maybe, if they consider you first Palestinians. All right, but how about Condoleezza Rice and the black children in Chicago, let's say, shooting at one another? Will you tell your guys the same thing? She wouldn't. She wouldn't. And if she would probably be paid to do so by interest. All right, my friends, here it is. These are the people who are in the public eyes. Now, Nick Fuentes, I wish him all the best. Nothing against the guy. The problem is, and he knows it, Trump is like that. I gain something, you're my boy. You criticize what my policy, not me personally, I will attack you personally. And Nick Fuentes, once he's gonna do that, if he's gonna do that, maybe he did it already. I'm not familiar with everything he said. But nevertheless, actually I'm not familiar with a lot of things that he said. Maybe he already said it, but I don't think so because Trump would have backed him up already. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.